My name is Eric. Welcome to Easy Peasy Ranch. Today I'm going to take you on a journey to see whether or not having a Tesla Model 3 is something that is doable when you live out where I do and you commute about 200 miles a day. So let's get started. For reference, I do charge at home. I started doing that recently. We got a 50 amp outlet installed at our house, which allows me to charge this thing here at home. The only other issue I have though is that that's at our pedestal, which our pedestal is on the complete other side of our house, which I'll show you guys later today when I get home. And then I'll top off the car in the garage with the normal 110 outlet overnight. So most days I'm able to leave the house with 100% battery. And just for reference, I have the LFP battery. I don't have the other battery that only allows you to charge up to 80%. I'm not sure how many miles I'm going to drive today, but let's see if I actually make a round trip today. So if you've been following along on the channel, you know that we have a backup generator at the house. Well, if we have a power outage and the generator kicks on, I'm not going to charge this car at home due to the power draw. So unfortunately, that's kind of the biggest drawback I have is, are we going to have an outage? And if we have an outage and I'm home and I'm charging, my first instinct is going to be to stop charging the Tesla and just get it in the garage. Okay, so we just got to our first destination. It was about a 70-mile drive to here. Currently, we're sitting at 71 miles total. I stand corrected. We burned 12 kilowatts, and roughly we've burned about 166 wheel miles. So essentially what that means, it's the amount of energy that I'm using while I'm driving. So this is actually pretty efficient. It's a cooler day this morning, so I'm not having to use the AC, I'm not having to use the heater. I've been driving with the windows down a lot. The air has been low. I haven't had it blasting. We'll see what happens later in the day though, because that'll typically go up. So one misconception that everybody has is the mileage that is put out on the website for Tesla is not correct. So they say, for example, this specific vehicle, it's a standard range Model 3 to 2023. It is rated for 272 miles. I've gotten close to that. The most I've gotten out of this car is about 265 miles before I've had to charge. And again, I've ran it down to about 1% at one point, and I probably could have made it to 272, but I'm not going to push it, right? So let's see how much more energy I burn. Let's see if I can actually make it home today without having to charge. So stop number 2 was actually a little bit more wheel miles. It was about 170. It's gonna kind of fluctuate up and down, but also I've been hitting a lot of stop signs, which in result causes the car to actually use more electricity. It's just like when you're going and stopping to traffic in your gas or diesel vehicle, it's going to use more fuel in order for you to get going and stop and go and stop, go and stop. So same principle. A lot of city driving today, not a whole lot on the highway until I start heading back home. So I've been done with site number 3 for a while now. I've actually been sitting here having lunch, and with driving paired with sitting here having the AC on and watching YouTube while I eat, I've currently been consuming 186 wheel miles. I burned 15 kilowatts, and I've gone about 83 miles. So again, we'll just kind of see where we're going to end up when we get home. I'm at about 68% left on my battery. Okay, before we continue with this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it. We do homesteading, we do stuff around the ranch, property work, whatever it is, that's what we cover. I'm also talking more about this Tesla and how it works out for our application with where we live and the work that I do, which is safety consulting. So lots of driving, tons of time on the road, and I use this thing every single day, paired with our Chevy 3500 that we drive around as well, that my wife currently uses. So if you're interested in that type of content, daily life type stuff, please like, subscribe, send me a comment down below. If you have a Tesla, what do you think of it? If you don't have a Tesla, really let me know what you think of it. I love to see the comments on those. And the other thing, lastly, that we talk about on this channel is the use of Starlink. So that's what we currently use for home internet. If you want a referral link for a free month to try out Starlink, please check out the link down below in the description. Also, if you're thinking about getting a Tesla, please check out the link down below for $1,000 off. It's gonna help you out. It's worth it. Now back to the video. All right, so now we're gonna be heading off to site number 4, and we'll see how much electricity we burn going from here to there. It's about probably 3 to 5 miles roughly. And then from there, we'll actually be making our way back home and seeing if we make it there. All right, so just leaving stop number 4. This one I had to move locations a couple times just because the crew is a moving crew. So I've gone 90 miles. I've used 18 kilowatts and I've burned about 200 wheel miles. At least that's the usage that I'm kind of getting right now. That's on the higher side. That's not really good. We have about 63% left. The next stop is supposed to take me down to 58%, so we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to make it home like this, but we'll just we'll play it by ear. All right, so I couldn't find the last crew, so we're just going to go ahead and make our way home. It says I can make it with 16% left. All right, we are pulling into the house, 14% left. So we're gonna take this thing to the back of the property. I'll show you guys how I actually get this thing in. It's kind of funny. And then we'll plug it in and we'll go from there. And coming in, I have to back in between those bushes here, back all the way up into here, and then park sideways. And then this is going to be a problem down the road. I can already tell. I need to come back and get some water on this and compact it a little bit. But for the meantime, this is what we deal with. I have my 50 amp cable that I plug in and go into the charge port here. So NEMA 1450 with the Tesla plug. Tap the button, opens up, and we're charging. All right, so let's look at what our stats were for today. So we drove 194 miles today. We used a total of 45 kilowatts with 13% left, which says about 36 miles. Doing the math on that, that's about 100 or 240 miles. I would have actually gotten a lot more out of this vehicle if we didn't live on a hill like we do, but because we're going from about 500 foot of elevation at the lowest point of where we were today to upwards of 3,500 feet, that's 3,000 feet difference in elevation. We're climbing essentially the whole way home. Given that it's still hot out here, today it's 85 here, but the highest I saw is about 96. I'm using the AC more, so it all uses way more power. I drive anywhere between 194 all the way up to 500 miles on a day, and that ranges in how many stops I end up actually doing to charge. So for me right now, this works. It's not the greatest. I really wish I had like a Model S or a Model X that got a little bit more range. We've considered a Model Y, but with how many miles I put on this, I'm pretty upside down on it. So it is what it is. This car works. It's way cheaper running this thing than it is fuel. To charge it home, just to talk about it, I'm at about 21 cents a kilowatt. So each charge, I don't know what the math is, I'll put it right here. That's what it is. It's way cheaper to do that versus when I first started working for our family business again, and I was doing $750 a week in diesel, which just did not pencil out at all. It was basically going to destroy our bank account completely and just not work. Thank you so much for watching. I know this video is kind of not really super informative, but it's kind of a day in the life, why I drive a Tesla. It is electric. I've always been against electric, but this is something I just use for work. I actually enjoy driving because it's fun, low center of gravity, fun on windy roads. If you're considering that, yeah, thanks for watching. This is Eric with Easy Peasy Rant. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.